I'm Bobby Ghosh with Time Magazine. We are in Time Magazine's Washington Bureau with Professor Mohammed Yunus, the founder of the Grameen Bank, Nobel Peace Prize winner in 2006, and as of last week, the winner of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
This is a question that goes maybe to your roots a little bit. It comes from Sebastian Gunnar Homburg in Vienna, Austria. And he asks, where did the idea of microcredit come to you?
It was the circumstances in which I was in. I had no idea about lend money. That was not my profession. I was a teacher. I was a professor of economics. But Bangladesh was going through a terrible famine in 1974-75, and people are dying. So I said, forget about textbook economics. Why don't I go with the people in the village next door to the campus and see if I can be of some help to some people? And along the way, I saw how the loan sharking was going on in that village. So I made a list of people who were borrowing from the loan sharks. When my list was complete, there are 42 names on that list, and the total money they borrowed was $27. I said, my God, for such small money, they have to suffer so much. So what I did, I lent this $27 to 42 people to return the money to the loan sharks so that they get free. And they were so excited. So I wanted to continue with that and went to the bank to connect them with the bank. They should borrow money from the bank rather than from the loan sharks. Bank said it cannot be done. We cannot lend money to the poor people. So finally I solved it by offering myself as a guarantor. And if they don't pay back, I'll pay back. And that was the beginning. So it's just step by step. At that time I was not thinking about big, micro, nothing. Just solve a local problem right there.
Do you think the same model of micro-lending that was so successful in Bangladesh can be applied elsewhere, or would it require a thorough customization to fit every society?
Today, Grameen programs are everywhere in the world. I mean, hardly any number of countries is spared from that. We work in all varieties of companies. We work in African countries, European countries, even in the USA. We have a program right here in New York City, and it works beautifully. And we brought the same system, what we do in villages of Bangladesh, we do it exactly the same way in the city of New York. So we have not changed anything in that sense. Some slight variation took place in very special regions, like in Kosovo, because of the snow. And instead of weekly payment, we got a fortnightly payment. That's all the change we have. And we have 2 months of close down of our business because movement becomes impossible. So those are natural reasons, not because of anything else.
From Tacoma, Washington, Paige T asks, was there ever a time you thought that the Grameen Bank might not happen? How did you overcome such obstacles?
People have been telling us right from day one that it don't work, it don't work, it don't work. So we kind of ignored the predictions people are making. It's impossible, it just doesn't make sense, it will collapse any day. And we are totally confident there's no reason why it should collapse. So we continue to do that.
The microfinancing programs undertaken in Bangladesh have been highly successful in empowering women. Do these financial programs reflect a cultural shift already underway, or are they driving the change?
The most dramatic thing that happened in Bangladesh in this last 25 years is a total change in the empowerment of women, the status of the women, the way women take their life, and the way they integrate with the society. I'm not saying that everything has happened because of microcredit, but microcredit definitely played a role in particularly the poor women to change their status.
Hassan Iqbal in Sundsvall, Sweden asks, do you think it is ethical to charge the poor with high interest rates and make a profit out of it? Have you ever thought of lowering it?
It depends what you mean by high, what do you mean by low. Microcredit is a big program in Bangladesh. Grameen Bank is one part of a large microcredit program. And in Bangladesh, Grameen Bank charges the lowest rate among all microcredits in Bangladesh. So that way it's the lowest. And the other part is, yes, we make profit. Grameen Bank is owned by the borrowers. So when we make profit, profit goes back to the borrowers as shareholders as dividend. So it's money going back to them.
It's a virtuous circle.
Exactly, it's a virtuous circle.
From Princeton, New Jersey, Sam Daly Harris asks, if you were elected head of the World Bank or USAID, what would you do differently?
I will transform it into social business. And I have been telling the present World Bank, you have profit maximizing business, you have the government which receives the money from the World Bank. Have a third window where you lend money or invest money in social business.
Louise Holly asks, as ordinary individuals, what is the most effective thing we can do to help consign poverty to museums?
Many things, generating awareness in the society that this is important, and make people believe, like you believe, make people believe it, yes, we can send poverty to museums. Then there are procedures, there are steps how to go to that. And one is very clearly demonstrated by adopting the Millennium Development Goal number 1, reducing poverty by half by 2015. If we can do that, if you can achieve reducing poverty by half by 2015, getting it to zero is just one more step.
Thank you very much, Professor Yunus.
Thank you.